today. So why do we need this TypeScript and what is a big deal about the TypeScript? Okay. So in this workshop, I just want to remove all the fears, whatever you have regarding the TypeScript and what are required and what level we are supposed to really understood before going to the actual use of TypeScript in the React or Angular. So if you observe, most of the companies are asking us, we want React developers with the TypeScript. Most of the companies are asking, and this is what I am facing for the last 6 months. Everyone want TypeScript based React.js. Okay, fine. Now it is the high time actually to introduce TypeScript even in the React. Of course, Angular is by default, it uses the TypeScript. And why do we need that actual type safety? And what is a big deal of that? So I am not a cartoon guy, but I want to make it so simple that this is not a big deal. TypeScript is not at all a big deal. It is so simple, and it is actually just a small extension to JavaScript. It is not having any big problem, but unfortunately, what do you say? People think it is a big problem. Let us see. Let us see how it works. So now I will start with a simple meme. Okay. Yes. So basically, just observe this image. TypeScript is nothing but internally it is a JavaScript with latest ES6 features and some extra features like type safety, that means strongly typed interfaces and generics. So how much we have to understand is this. Okay. So the first point I would like to mention is TypeScript is nothing but JavaScript with type safety. Just say this word in the beginning. Don't go beyond this. First, this is enough. TypeScript is nothing but JavaScript with the type safety. First of all, I would like to tell you a small story. Around in 90s, HTML is becoming so popular, but HTML is so static. In that process, every company needs some mechanism along with Java HTML so that you can change the UI little dynamically. For example, the best use case and the first use case for JavaScript is form handling. So when you are entering the data, whether the data is valid or not, whether the data is correct or not, will be checked by JavaScript. If it is not valid, it is just about to show that this data is not completely valid. So you have to fill this, that kind of thing. That was the first information. First thing the browsers needed, the HTML needed. So Netscape Navigator, whatever the Chrome you are using nowadays, just like that, before we had Netscape Navigator. In the Netscape Navigator, the developers asked the help from Java, that is Sun Microsystems. Now Java adopted by Oracle, but earlier it was with Sun Microsystems. So Sun Microsystems said, yes, we will do that. And they said, we are going to introduce something called applet, which will run on the browser. In those days, there was no JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and applet. That is nothing but Java code which runs on the browser. It is a good marriage for 4 days. After 4 days, both Netscape Navigator and Sun Microsystems took the divorce. Okay, fine. Your English. Okay, fine. Divorce. What happened, sir? Type this applets, that is Sun Microsystems says, we can read the files from the browser. We can install something. Java code can be installed in the computer. So it is going beyond the browser. Then Netscape Navigator asked to stop that. That is, you should not enter into the computer arena. If you enter into the computer arena, then Java code can execute, or what do you say, switch on the camera, or take the keyloggers, or any kind of stuff, reading the files. Everything can be done by Java. So I don't want anything beyond the browser. But Java people, Sun Microsystems, were very adamant in that point that no, it is going to change the world. Both got separated, right? Then the Netscape Navigator people developed this whole process in 7 days. You believe me, this is happened only in 7 days. Whatever the JavaScript we are watching now, or we are using now, it actually initiated in 7 days. They released also. In this process, it just came with a simple concepts: form validation, DOM access, changing. And you guys, can you answer thing that is why HTML is so popular? The only simple reason is it is so simple. The HTML is so simple. My daughter age is 8 years. Today, she started writing HTML code. She wrote the first my name on the web page. After that, her mother's name, then brother's name, and her name. That's it. Today, the play is over. She could able to create that. No. She said very clearly one super point. I want Anna and my name should be very small. Your name should be big. Then I said, instead of H1, use H2. She wrote it and she is clapping. Yes, I said. Because it is so simple and it is easy to use. Just like that. I am not boosting my daughter, just saying that everyone really liked HTML, or most of you guys are joining today because of this reason also. It is so simple. The same way, Netscape Navigator want to keep JavaScript is so simple. No unnecessary type checking, no unnecessary int, float, 32 byte, 64 byte. Okay. Even JavaScript was so popular that even without a var keyword, you can create a variable, you can use it. Manmarzi, whatever you are feeling, you can start using it. That is how it started. But guys, just imagine, by 2008-9, Google started using a beautiful feature. Not even before that, it used. Before that also, 2004, I think 2004-5, Google started using Ajax. Ajax means calling APIs. That particular feature changed the whole world. The thinking and the way of implementing the JavaScript, implementing the web application, the thought of web application is completely changed. It is something like Rajamouli of Telugu. That means he changed the what do you say, filmmaking. Okay. Well, somebody if you don't like, please don't like. I'm not. I'm fine with that. But giving impact is different, and changing the what do you say, stage is different. Like Shankar or Mani Ratnam, these all guys just changed the version of the cinema. The same way, Ajax changed the behavior of entire web application. Earlier, all the requests were handled in the server, and the pages were created in the server, and server used to send the dynamically generated page. But Ajax and JavaScript changed that whole process, as you can easily create web applications with JavaScript, and that will be run on the browser, so that the server load will be reduced, and so that everyone started using JavaScript. And we are all meeting today because of that thought, because of that particular thought. But unfortunately, by 2009-10, unfortunately, JavaScript was not good enough to make such a huge banking applications or something like that. And in this process, somebody whose name is Microsoft, who lost the charm in the browser domain. That Internet Explorer was almost dying. They want to enter into the domain. They want to enter into this, what do you say, web application domain, so that even they want to say, yes, we are also present. Then they introduced JavaScript is excellent, but add this type safety also, so that JavaScript will become more powerful and more correct. Is my point clear? So Microsoft introduced TypeScript. TypeScript is nothing but JavaScript only, or whatever the way you are writing in the JavaScript, the same features, but you can add the type. That's it. That's it. And that kind of coding is called as TypeScript. They named it as TypeScript. So can you believe me? If they want to create it as a new language, they would have done that. But unfortunately, they don't want to change that name, script, JavaScript. Just added that type, the TYPE, name that. That means this is just adding the type, nothing else. Nothing else. Right? Now the point comes. Now the point is, what is the benefit, or how to understand the TypeScript? Okay, let us see this. Once we write the code, we have to compile, because just like Netscape Navigator, even Microsoft also tried with JScript and VBScript in Microsoft browsers. So just like Microsoft tried in the past, right or not? Microsoft also, just like applets, they also tried to capture the market, but Netscape stopped it, isn't it? So slowly, when Microsoft gave a new technology to the world and they trying to enter into the browser, then they said, boss, whatever you do, I don't directly execute the TypeScript in the browser. Please try to point out this point. Please try to have the point. The point is, TypeScript cannot be directly executed in the browser. As simple as that. More than anything, they don't allow. So what TypeScript can do? Right. So TypeScript introduced a compiler that is called TypeScript compiler. So this TypeScript compiler convert the TypeScript code. That means whatever the code you write it in the TypeScript, they convert the code into JavaScript. And that JavaScript will run on browser. So eventually, even if you write it in the JavaScript, TypeScript, you have to convert that TypeScript into JavaScript code. So for that conversion, we want a TypeScript compiler. Okay. So that compiler will do the TypeScript into JavaScript. Hopefully you got the point, but I just collected some memes. So for my sake, please see these things. Okay. So JavaScript is good, but it can be better. So that can be better is got achieved by TypeScript. So JavaScript versus TypeScript. TypeScript is the responsibility in always making sure everything is in order. Okay. So neither of my kids does that. But I have one person. His name is Murli, one of my good friend. He's such a person that he always ensures he will keep his cap with him. If he give the pen to me, he will always keep that cap. Why? We are so close friends. How can you keep the cap? No, sir. No, sorry. He's such a studious fellow. Okay. only Saturday t-shirt, remaining days plain shirt. So such a studious fellow, and that is really important for enterprise level applications. What do you mean by enterprise level applications? Big applications, Bank of India web portal. I mean to say online banking, DBS online banking, Vodafone website, or customer care page applications, telecom, retail, all these areas, this JavaScript entered. Okay, fine. Okay. So, but the problem is it is not type safety. What will happen if it is not type safe? What will happen if you're not type safe? Just, I know it is not good, type safe. I want to show you some memes. What is type safe? So we didn't get it. Type safe memes. Okay. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what do you mean by type safe. Okay. For example, I have a bike. In the bike, what I'm supposed to, what you say, what petrol or diesel, what I should use for bike? Petrol. Suppose if somebody keep the diesel, what you say, pipe in that, my bike should shout, and it should not even allow. What will happen if it? What will happen? It immediately, I mean, it will, maybe we get more smoke or something, I don't know, but it is not good, right? The same way, when you are created a variable for a particular purpose, you should use that variable only for that particular purpose. You should not use it to any other purpose. So that is actually missing in JavaScript. You create a variable, one day you'll use it for number. I mean to say, if you send the string also, it will accept, it wouldn't mind, because again I'm telling you, simplicity. JavaScript believed in simplicity, but it became like a revolutionary king. So obviously it has to be very responsible point, isn't it? Yeah. So the last meme, I think so, this is for me, this suit is TypeScript, and the person inside is JavaScript. That only suit is, for me, the suit is TypeScript. 1 minute. Hope you are clear. Yes. So it is just an extra layer, extra coat to the JavaScript. Okay, I tried my best to introduce you what the hell is with TypeScript. Now, what we are supposed to do? First, we write the code in TypeScript. The TypeScript compiler will compile and then convert to JavaScript, right-handed. This TypeScript conversion is good, but execution is complex, because this particular execution you have to do with HTML. Yes or no? You can't keep the TypeScript file directly in the HTML. Now we have some browser-based compilers also, but they are not good enough. Okay. Standard compilers are desktop-based or CLI-based. So my point is, you need a long setup. You need a very big setup for converting the TypeScript into JavaScript and then binding it into HTML page. So I will make another video on it. Those people who really want the, what is extra information, okay, you just ask me. I'll make that. I have it, but I will make another video and I will send you all. how to set up the TypeScript compiler from scratch. But nowadays, we have beautiful tools. That beautiful tool name is VIT. So in this with this Vite, we can actually install complete setup along with the server, along with everything. Okay. So I am going to use this Vite for our setup. So unnecessary, you need not to write in some playground to learn TypeScript. We will use this. Okay. The second, so first I wanted that what exactly the TypeScript is and how it is related and different or similar to JavaScript. Okay, this is what I have covered. Now I want to give you next point is, okay, sir, we are using TypeScript or JavaScript, kuch bhi ho, whatever it may be. But for what we are using them? That is nothing but to create front-end web applications. Okay. To be specific, we are creating single page web applications. Right? So we are creating web applications. Don't consider the sites. We are going to create application. This is an application. We can give some input to that. We can get some output from it. So that kind of programs are called as applications. What are websites? Which are static. They are just going to be displayed on the page. They are static. But this is web application. What we are doing now, web application. So for web application, definitely we need a server, a web server. Only then you can host that particular application in the server and we can send the request and we can get the response. So those people who really take my course, I spend one complete day only on giving you what is web application and what is web server and how web applications and web servers really work in the real time. But now we are into workshop, so I hate to carry on. Just imagine if you are developing a web application, you need the server. There is no other option. Okay. So to set up the server, all these things are very tough. I just want to show you that also. Just for the time, okay? Because I made it. Yes. I am sharing the live sessions. Of course. No. Don't worry. Nobody should take the notes from the class. I will send you all the docs. Arey Baba, our training is very professional. We will send you the docs. We will send you the recording. We will send you the questions also, MCQ questions. We will send you the assignments. We will send you the code snippets. Just join us. You will have the best experience ever possible. I bet it. So here I would like to give you some automation. So first of all, you have to create a package.json file. Then you have to install a TypeScript compiler as well as HTTP server. Then you have to add, of course, these commands basically to build, run, and start. Okay, you have to use these all. Don't worry what is build, because those people who really want to learn from the scratch or everything they want to know, if they want to know, I respect them and I will give everything to them. Okay, I will give them. Okay, in the course, definitely this process will also be taught. Okay, so after that, we have to use this. Okay, the biggest problem of this process is every time you change the TypeScript, you have to restart the server. So for that, we need to use Webpack. So or else Gulp. So it is becoming very, very lengthy. Actually, I wanted to show you that, but it is becoming more and more, what do you say, tedious. So on the very first moment itself, all you guys will start hating TypeScript, which I really don't want. Okay. So let us enjoy this. Are you ready? Yes, yes, exactly. So let me find out where I am. If possible, I can share my image. Okay. 1 minute. This is me. Okay. So my pin will be there with you. Yeah. Chalo guys. So here, what I've done, instead of this, I will give you the simplest way to set up the TypeScript environment, complete environment. And it will be auto compiled and hot reloading, that will call as hot reloading. Don't look any other word as hot. Okay. Yeah. So here, how do you install it? So first we will start with npm create wheat at the rate latest. So I would like to open up my terminal here, control C. So this is, I'm going back. This is the HTML TypeScript practice folder. I am in the practice folder, and I would like to write npm v. Okay. See, don't get confused or don't get worried. Here, whatever the command is there, we are very professional in that point. No, copy paste. Okay. Please paste it and enter into it. Now it is asking me what is the project name. TypeScript workshop. And select the framework, what you want to do. I want to go with vanilla. What is vanilla? It is not strawberry or something like that. Vanilla means plain. Okay. So let us go to the plain, and then it asks us what you want to select. Would you like to go with the TypeScript or JavaScript? What was TypeScript? Excellent. So it created a temporary structure. Now I would like to open up that particular structure. Okay, open folder, and here you have TypeScript workshop. Just open this. You can see TypeScript workshop with some files: ts config.json, package.json, index.html, git ignore. These are all needed. So this is the primary file name, that is index.html, in which we are loading the TypeScript file, TypeScript code. Yes, the extension is ts here, but even in the source folder also it is looking like ts, but it will be modified while it is executing. And then here is the source folder where we are going to write all our code. So this is the boilerplate. We don't generally start with index.html, styles.css. That is not our version. Okay. We should follow some basic boilerplate. This is called boilerplate. This is the structure, scaffolding. These are all the words. Okay. So we are already have the boilerplate and it is running well and good. Now the second point, that means it gave us already a simple web application. I repeat, it gave us already a simple web application in with configured with TypeScript. Clear? So now I would like to start it. How do we start this? Don't worry, it gives you all the set, what do you say, all the commands. Here, if you have created my project or whatever the name, you have to go to that project, and then we have to go with npm install, and after that npm run dev. So already we have completed npm install. Am I right? And now what I am supposed to do? Okay, let me show you. Already we have completed npm install here. Npm install. Oh, we have not done. We have not done. Sorry. Okay. Let us go to the CD TypeScript workshop. And in that folder, I have to run npm install. So whatever the dependencies, whatever the packages you need, those all packages will be installed now. And now you can see here on the left side, Visual Studio Code, you get node modules folder will be created. We got a node modules folder. In that node modules folder, you have all the related information. Whatever the files or packages you need, all of them have been installed. Now, after that, of course, here also you got it. After that, what I'm supposed to do? npm run dev. We need not to catch any train immediately, right? Do you have any bus to catch? So see this carefully. So here, wheat 6.3 is ready in 412 milliseconds. Local, it is saying that http colon localhost 5173. So the application is running on localhost in the same computer under a port number called 5173. So we have to open the browser, click here, localhost 5173 is the address. So if you click on the enter button or return button if you are in the Mac. So if you click on the enter button, a request will be sent to the server, where the application is getting executed. So if I click it, it sent the request to the server. Please see here. And we got the response as this page. This is the response what we have received. Got it? So next point is, obviously, where is my hello world? Yeah. So let us go to the hello world. So this is the script main.ts. Okay, I go to main.ts. Here is the code. This is from where we got the output, main.ts. So in that, so you don't know what is document.query selector. Don't worry. I will explain you. But first of all, let me remove all the nonsense and type, okay, and create a H1 with welcome to Edupoly masterclass. Save it and see the output. Welcome to Edupoly masterclass. The first code you started using the TypeScript is done. We don't need all these things, but let me clear my boilerplate. I will give you the complete code. Whatever I write today, I will give you the setup. You can take it from the Git and start using it. So here in the main.ts, whatever the code we write, we wrote it. We just used it. Leave it. Now, first of all, I don't want any of this counter.ts. I remove it. We should develop that. And then I don't want any styles. I'll just keep the styles page there. But now if you open up, these all things will be showing you unnecessary things. Okay. Okay. So here it is expecting app division. It is there. So now if you go to the output, now here we have welcome to Edupoly masterclass. Don't feel like, sir, earlier it was good, styled in a good way. Okay, because we need to understand what the TypeScript is, not about the styling. Unnecessary things, I just want to avoid it. Now let us go to the main.ts. Let us start working on it. Okay. So here, instead of all these things, I will directly use console.log of hello Edupoly. Save, and the output will be available in the console, that is Edupoly. I'm okay. How I opened it? By right clicking and inspect, or else F12. It will open the console developer tools. Okay, slowly you will understand it. Now, whatever we start, we'll start with declaration. In JavaScript, we'll directly declare A. Okay, this is okay in JavaScript, but in TypeScript, it is not okay. We have to mention the data type. You have to mention the data type. A is used for number, so that if you assign a number, it will be well and good. But if you try to assign a string, even if it is my name, it is say a string is not allowed. This is what it is saying, right? Even if you say Modi Saab, hey, no. Even if nobody is listening to TypeScript, don't listen to anybody. TypeScript listen to you. Declared it for that reason. That's it. You should not use it for anything. So like this, we can mention the all data types of JavaScript as a type check. So if you mention A as a string, it will be allowed only for string. Now Modi Saab is okay. Okay. And the other data type is Boolean. Yes. Boolean means true or false. Is it okay if I assign 0? No. Sir, that is falsy value. No, it's even though it is a falsy value, it will not accept it. So you have to give only Boolean or in. Okay. There is a nonsense keyword that is called any. So if you apply any, it will take a number, it will take a string, it will take Boolean. Okay. Sir, please don't say this is better. No, sir. Why we should use it? That is what I'm saying. We should not do like that for enterprise level applications. Okay. Definitely, you are recruited for developer role. If they ask you to implement, if they ask you to write or do HR job also, do you do that? Okay. Sorry. Vice versa. You are recruited for a front office executive and they are asking you to implement the Java code. Do you do that? Sorry, you should not. Okay. So type safety is as important as that. I will tell you slowly the reasons also, because all these web applications will get the data from somewhere else. That means web API, REST APIs. So the structure of the data must be in the form what it is required by the front end applications. It is as simple as that. For example, I have a computer. In that computer, I need a battery, Asus battery. They sent me Lenovo battery. Does it work? Not at all. I have a charger. Okay. I ordered one charger. They gave me different charger. If they say both are chargers only, no? Do you agree with it? I will agree, but where do I keep that charger, man? But my computer don't agree. So don't hesitate to do that. We have to understand the importance of type safety. Okay. Now I will tell you the importance level. Suppose if I have A is equal to A is any and B is also any. Chalo, anything is fine. Okay, B is also any. And I would like to give A is equal to 100 and B is equal to 2. And I am writing the code as A into B. A into B. I am writing this as A into B. What will be the output you are going to get? Yes, we'll see the output as not a number. So this is not the right output, right? If your data, this multiplication will be applied in between two numbers. And if you give the wrong data, it will give you wrong output. As a JavaScript developer, you will understand, but the front user don't understand what is that NAN. Is it a butter naan or plain naan? It will think like that. Okay, you can't eat it. Okay, so this should be, suppose if I make it, the types are both are numbers. At the compile time, please listen to my word. At the compile time, it is not in the execution time. At the compile time, that means while we are writing the code only, it is able to identify the error and it will give you the output. So maybe I am not taking too much of time, but I want to take the liberty out of this. TypeScript is so important. This my example is very famous. If you don't learn TypeScript, problems, how what kind of problems will come? You will call your wife for the job, for the movie, and your wife or your husband will be very much ready for that movie, and you planned for first show, and you are waiting, and even your husband or wife comes from the office, okay, in the traffic with very excitement. He is almost reaching to your place in that traffic. Almost we are reaching the house, you get a call from the office. Praveen, we got a production issue. I need you immediately. Sorry, sir. We have a production issue. The second tone will be like this. You have a production issue. Come now. Over, na? I'm talking about those days where there were no laptops. Okay. Laptops were must worse. Okay. We go there. We'll do that. In the meanwhile, cinema will also be over. But your production issue will not be solved. And finally, you come to know that you have given 100 in strings. You are receiving the input in the string. You have not converted it into a number. That is why we are getting this undefined error. How do you feel, man? So learn TypeScript for type safety and enjoy your family time. Okay. Chalo. So as simple as that. So this is 200. Now there is no issue and we are able to get the result also. Chalo. This is basic data type checking. Now we have to enter into, after variables, we should know statements are same. There is no change in the statements. Even I think if you really want, I can show you. Can I use let? Because both are having its own problems, but let I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. This is what you write generally, right? But use number here. Okay. Especially when you are creating some variable, make it number with initial value 0 so that you can make use of it easily. So this is how we can declare the type safety with basic numbers. But type safety means our data is not just number, string, or anything. We have non-primitive data types. How do you have the type safety for non-primitive data types? So let AR, I want to assign the array of numbers. I want to assign array of numbers. I want to assign 10, 20, 30. So how do you make the type safety here? Colon number array. Colon number array. So that this AR will have only numbers. So here AR of 2 or AR of 1 is equal to Deepika. Even Deepika will not be allowed. Array, she is very good, man. Please keep in your array. No, no, no. That will not allowed. Only number. Is that clear? So next, I want to create an array which can accept both numbers or strings. I repeat, both numbers or strings. So immediately you start thinking like you can keep an or and you will make it as string array. Yes, it will also work. No problem. It will work. It will work. No problem. But how does it work? AR of 1 equal to, sorry, okay, AR is equal to, let me remove this here. So I have declared a variable for numbers or strings. This is clear, but here 10 comma 20, AR is equal to Sai Joy. Both are fine. But AR is equal to 10 comma Priya is not allowed. If you properly see the error, then directly you can yourself you can solve the problem. See the error. It is providing you, Chinna, if you really want to be like this, you have to use this way. I will show you. If you really want to have such kind of things, we want array, but of type string or array. Number or string array. So now both are, 3 are accepted. How is the rowdyism here? बहुत अच्छा है. Okay. So here you feel like, yes, this is TypeScript. It's a That's the problem. Don't use any. Any is the culprit. Any is somewhere where you don't have any option. You have to you have to push the code by the end of the day. Then use any. Otherwise, you should not use any. And if I write a lint, that means even TypeScript will have standards. I write a file, lint file, so that it will not allow to push the code also. But as much as possible, avoid the any. Ready? Next. So this is about arrays. But now the bigger question comes with objects. So how do you make object type safe? For that, we have to use this part. Here it is. What is this? Interfaces. Ready? How to use this interface? So first, for example, you want to take some data for student. In that student, we should have first name, last name, and age. For example, this is what the information we want to carry in an object. So here first where, no. Interface, student, open brace, close braces. First name is a string, last name is again a string, and age is number. So that now if you really want to assign an object, you will do like this. Are you ready? Okay. Let S1 is of type student. So that I can assign any object with any 1 minute. I can assign any object with first name is Balu, last name is Singh, and age is 32. So now S1 is okay. If you miss age, it will automatically throw the error. This will done at the compile time. That means it will check whether the data is assigned in the correct way or not. Okay, right. So like this, you have to do this. Sir, sometimes I want to have the place as a string, but everyone may or may not have this place. So is it okay if can I create such kind of object? Can I assign such kind of object? Sometimes place may be optional. You can create optional properties with question mark. So this question mark makes this place is optional. If you don't assign, then it won't make you any worry. This is the simplified way of optional parameters. This is how we can structure the object. Okay, it's not over. This is the starting point. Now we have to go to the next level. That is, generally all the data come in the email, WhatsApp, Flipkart, Book My Show, whatever you are able to see the products, emails, movies, messages. These are all array of objects. These are all array of objects. You are looking. Let me show you that beautiful thing. That is Flipkart. And array boy changed. So for us, they are all mobiles. But for computer and for a web application, they are all not mobiles. That is array of objects. Each mobile is considered as an object. Okay. So whether you go with movies, make my trip, you go to Switzerland or anywhere, these are all considered as array of objects. So now, if I really want to maintain a variable for Edupoly students. So what I really want to store in the Edupoly students, I want to store the array of objects, student objects. So how can I do that? That is possible by student array. So now in the Edupoly students, you can store an array of students. So here now Edupoly students is equal to an array of objects. In that object, first name should be something like Sahiti, and last name is ABCD, and age is 22. So now it is okay. In the next object, if I try to write like this, first name is Priya, and last name is Reddy, and age is 33. What will happen? It object. If you take the course, I think I should not use that word again and again. No, that is up to your interest. But what do we do? What we will be doing is, we will take the real-time data and we'd like to filter, or we would like to display only the first names. Then we write something like students of 0 dot first name. So if imagine we have not made it like student array. So how, if I want all the students, let us see that if I have a different keys first name like this, or somebody said F name is equal to Vani and last name is, and age is okay. Now, if I really want to print the names of the student in a table, how can I do that? Employees, what is it? Edupoly students dot for each of function a and console.log of a dot first name. Do you give this one? Function. Sorry. Yeah. Do you give this one? And then what will happen there? What is the, oh, sorry, not this is the, yeah, here The output will be in the this position. What it is giving you? Undefined and undefined. Sahiti comes first. So, oh, no, 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 I want Priya. She is very important. Then do you write like this? Then Sahiti and Vani gone. Do you need to maintain the consistency in the objects or not? Yes. These backend people will send any data to you and they will say that you have the problem. My data is correct only. That is what they do. Then we have to show the reports. I am very smart in that. The very simple thing is I will take the data, whatever the type safety is missing, I'll get the error. I will copy that. I mean, I will take the screenshot and I will loop the senior architect also. Senior architect. Then they will come. Anyways, so you have to be careful about how to validate the data. If the data comes in a wrong way, this will not give you any right result. Is my point clear? Yes. So this is how we are able to, we should be able to do that. This any will not work. This any should be avoided, completely avoided. Clear? So now we have understood what are the basic types of basic types, and now array of objects, and now we have to go to the functions. Friends, I am speaking constantly for the last 1 hour, so please give me a 5-minute break. I'll come back. I will take up the next point. Great. My student asked me a doubt, so I had to give that out as well. I had to clear that out as well. So he's asking me something like, if I really want to keep the address also, how can I put it? Right? That is a nested object. How can I make it happen? So for that, you have to create another interface. Interface address is of type, that is pin code. Pin code is a number. And then city is a string. So now instead of place, I would like to keep the interface as address. Okay, so here just a small change. Address type should be better to be capital letter. And address is of type address. Here the address is of type address. So here what I will do is I'll just change the order because that needs. And now already this S1 is started complaining it. But my Edupoly students is not complaining because I have made it as any. So I have to make it as student. So all these are all throwing the error now. Okay, we will correct it. We'll correct it, but okay. But that red color is too dangerous, right? First, I will show you how to make it. So I need address of type an object and whatever the properties are for the address, that is pin code is 55002. Again, still it is showing the error. You have to give the city also. The city is Hyderabad. Right. So this is how I can make it. So the same way you have to put address in all the objects. So if you make it as student array, all these things, of course, this also should be like a first name. And then address is, let us continue. Okay. This should be first name and the address is something like this. So now there is no problem. Even if I'm trying to access it, a dot first name is supposed to be printed. And if you really want the address, console.log of a dot address dot pin code. The suggestions are also coming up. So this is how you actually design your data types. Here it is the data type, right? Cool. So this is how array of objects, nested objects can also define with type checking. Now, the next point I need to address is a function. How do you define a function? In TypeScript, you have to define the function in such a way. This function, suppose add of a comma b. This is how we generally do. But a is having implicit type any, but change it to number. So the parameter should be defined like this, and colon number. Okay. Some of the people they will do the mistake. They will try to put let. Parameters are not actually declarations. They are just definitions of the parameters. They are just called as parameter. They should not be called as variables. Their name is parameter. Ready? Super. So now you have to define the function like this, and you can take where a is equal to add of 10 comma 2. Okay, 2. It is, sorry, 2. It will give you an error while we are calling the function, because it is defined as you have to supposed to pass only for numbers. You should not do anything with number and a string, so that you have to give 10 and 20. This is not the end of the point. The point is you have to give the return type also. Suppose if I make it as number, okay, so you have to mention, even you are storing it as a number. Suppose if I make it as a string, okay, number is not assignable to string. So yes, by default, whatever we are passing a plus b, that is giving as number, but make sure you are mentioned the return type also as number. You just need to put the colon after the function with the number, so that even while they are defining the variables for storing it, it will also be defined as number. This is the level of type safety I'm talking about. Understood? Very nice. Excellent. Chalo. So function definitions are supposed to be like this. Next. So you can also define the classes. I think interfaces are done. We can define the classes. So of course, these are all should be discussed in a very elaborative way, because this is workshop. I'm just showing you how these are all look like. Don't worry about this is becoming too much for me. Yes, I know, but in the regular classes, we will discuss everything in much more detailed way. Why we need class, what is object orientation, what is interface, what is inheritance. All these things will be discussed. Definitely, they will be discussed. Don't worry at all. But just now, I just want to show you how do we define classes in the JavaScript. For your understanding, earlier, these classes were also not available in the JavaScript. They were there only in the TypeScript. JavaScript actually adopted from the TypeScript most of the features. Now, if you remember this particular image, the very first image, ES6. So these features were also not there in the fundamental JavaScript. They were actually received from TypeScript. They were adopted from TypeScript. Okay. So let us define a class, how classes will be defined in the TypeScript. So here, in general, in JavaScript, class, employee, open brace, close brace, first name is just defined, but you have to mention now as string. Okay. So has no initializer. Okay. With a simple initialization should be given. Okay. Class is expecting that. And last name is again a string. and the age is a number. You can't just close it. You have to give 0 here, so that it will also accepted. Employee. Got me? Yes. So now you can create the objects. That is where emp1 is equal to new employee of. You can give emp1 dot first name, last name, or age. So this help, whatever we are able to get the suggestions, these are all actually coming from TypeScript. So if I say age is equal to 34, it is saying error. Implicitly, it should be, sorry, it is supposed to be a string number, but you have given a string. So this kind of type checking is happening over here, 34. Okay. Yes, we have constructor function also. With that, we can also give the default values. Constructor, open bracket, close bracket, which will take the parameters as first name, last name, age, and here this dot first name is equal to fn. But here also fn must be mentioned as string, last name should be mentioned as a string, and age should be mentioned as no reason number. I will definitely come to the null, never. There are so many utility types. Okay, will come in the real time. Okay, so now expected 3 arguments but got 0. So here happily I can say Chiru, Balu. I am just writing it 33. So now there is no complaint. There is no problem of giving. If I make one more, it is immediately throw the error. So this checking will be happening and we can make it. Just for a hint, if I want to extend the variables, I want few more things also. If I want to make it, it is what to say, it is only read only partially also. If you have given, it is also fine. Such kind of adjustments, if you really want, you need the extra things. These are all just basics, of course, not completely basics. I'm giving you in depth as well. This is how it will work and you have to use it. This is about defining the classes. So for compilation, you have to compile it. That job is already being done by what is that? That job is being done by Wheat setup itself having already these all points. Okay. Definitely for the juniors or freshers or junior developers, there will be no problem. Whatever I am teaching, even today also, some of the interviews, this is also fine. But for senior developers, we have to be very critical. For senior developers, we should have some extra tins also. So now whatever I am teaching, that is for seniors. Okay. So something called generics. Most of the people will face the problem. Now I just want to talk about one point, guys. Industry is having lot of opportunities, but the problem is we don't have the right people and we want the perfect people. Now business is very bad. Believe me, USA already fixed some very bad tariffs, and now whatever the companies dependent on those US based projects, everyone is struggling. Second point is US now doesn't have enough money to spend. So there is no space for leverage. So you have to be perfect and you have to deliver it. In the past, when I started working in 2005, the prototype itself used to be 6 months. Now that reached to, can you imagine, 2 weeks. Recently, we developed a prototype for an application in 2 weeks of time. Within the 2 weeks, if you are unable to do it, you don't get it. And we are recruiting people, no question at all. We are recruiting people. But from the day one, from the first hour itself, you should be productive. If you are ready, then we are ready. That is why you have to learn and you have to understand depth, and depth. No question at all. We don't have any space. Okay, Lakshman is very good fellow. He struggled hard. We'll give some time of 2 months. He will learn. This kind of days are over. We want the ready-made people. Even 2 years back, the situation is little different. Now it is totally different. So if you know these all, sorry, all points, and let us start the depth. We'll tear the depth, whatever extension it may be. My students never fail even for 6 years plus experience. All the topics I will be discussing in depth in the same proper roadmap. The only thing is, if you get the depth, I am ready. So now I would like to give the generics also, the advanced concept, what exactly the generics is. So I have taken something like simple examples. I want to print an array by using a function. I need to define a function which can print an array of elements. But the array of elements may be numbers, sometimes strings also. So how can I define a particular function which can allow both strings as well as numbers? Don't use any. Don't go with any. There you will be having this generics. Okay. So first of all, we have to define in such a way. So this generics will allow us the data type binding in the runtime. I just want to add this word. Maybe in the interviews or sometimes in your university exams, you must have heard about dynamic typecasting or dynamic binding, static binding, runtime binding. These kind of words you must have heard. These all things will come with generics. So how to create a generic function? So for that, I have to use this particular notation, that is T notation. You can use any name instead of T, but here you have to use T notation, so that based on the function call, if you are passing a number array, then T becomes the number and the function also defines the T as number. Okay. So in this approach, we are going to give you that generic function. Okay. For example, okay, now I am just explaining the code because it is too long. I understand. So just I will go to that point. One is merging array. So here I may pass a number array or I may pass a string array. So when I am passing the string array, this T will become string. When I pass a number array, it will become, and T becomes number. So that type will become number over here. Right? Okay. Then we have something called union and intersection. What is union? For example, I want to define different variables. Let A can be a string or a number. Okay. And B also string or a number. Oh, sorry, man. C also string or a number. If you have 10, 15 variables like this, defining this or combination every time is or good. So what I will do is I'll first define the type. Okay, union type. Okay. So already union type is we are already using. I want to give you the type alias. So first I will define the type. So whatever here I am using, I will just cut this and I'll put type. Okay. Common. Okay. String number something string number is equal to string or number. So here I don't need okay to be defined every time. If you want to keep st, that's fine. Sn. Okay. So I will define a as sn, b as sn, and c also as sn, so that I can give c is equal to 33, c is equal to Dasu. Anything is fine. Like this, whatever we have created, that is called as type alias. And we have something called enums. Okay. In the flow, I will explain you more detail about enums. Most of the constants, common constants, we have to define it in the enums. Especially, for example, we have this very first time when I have seen this, we are working with the TCS project. In that project, we are developing employee HR role, payroll. So the designations may be anything, like not anything. Designations must be senior software engineer, junior software engineer, trainee, tech lead. There are certain series of or sequence of names, designations. So for that, we did not create enum. Okay. Somebody wrote SR, not senior software engineer. They wrote it as SR software engineer, junior JR software engineer. Actually, it accepted the data. And while we are printing, some of the senior software engineers are missing in the table. So, especially if you really want to keep some constants, we have to go with enums. And the last point of the day I want to give you is decorators. I want to tell you this because this is very much needed, those people who really want Angular. In the Angular, these decorators plays a very major role. These decorators will add the metadata to the class or sometimes members, that means attributes, sometimes even function arguments also. Okay. So when you keep a decorator in front of the class, above the class, this is how we write it, @emp decorator above the class of emp. This will be executed first. This will be executed, and whatever there inside this particular emp decorator, that will also executed. So this decorators will extend the behavior of the class. Slowly, relax. This is the point where many people will struggle. I will explain in the Angular side. The Angular class starts with decorator. Okay. So these decorators will add extra behavior to the class. To add these extra behavior, we were dependent on inheritance. But even those inheritance based, extensions, extensibility was becoming so complex, very, very complex. Okay. And decorators helped the developers to extend the behavior of the class. So if anybody get this question, give this answer instead of meta. Decorators are a way to add metadata in the class, to the class and its members. Don't use that. Use my point. Decorators add the extra behavior to the class. Use this word, extra behavior to the class. Believe me, these kind of words will shake the interviewer. Wow, he's having a different answer. Isn't it? So that kind of points should be explained. So here I just want to show you how that works. so that I will give you the rest. So here I can make a function with function with emp deck. Okay. So this is a function. Decorators are functions basically. At the rate emp deck. So accept few arguments to be used. Okay. Declarations. Did you mean to call the first emp decorator? Yes, I will do that. Don't worry. Yeah. So in this, I will make use of console.log of decorator called relax. So that what will happen is, as soon as you create an employee object, it will call the decorator and it will execute. And while it is getting called, it will pass the target. It will pass the target. So in the target should be defined as a function. So now you can see the result. Clear? But relax. But if you see the output, it is saying that invalid or unexpected token. Yes, by default, decorators are not allowed in the TypeScript also. They are still experimental features. So what we are supposed to do is, in the TS config, experimental decorators are true. So now you can see decorator call. That means this is how we execute the decorators. And whatever the functions you define or whatever the properties you define, they will be extended. So here I have given in that example, I will forward the notes also, don't worry. Here, when I am creating the decorator, here, I just added one more function over here, but that function will be added through prototype. What is prototype? Is to next level. Okay. So here I just want to show you target dot prototype dot abc is a function which will console. This is decorator function abc. So now the beauty is, in the emp1, okay, one minute, emp1 dot, you have actually the age, first name and last name. Okay. Target dot, did I mention anything wrong? Target dot prototype is equal to a function. Target dot prototype is a function. No problem at all. Fine. Don't worry. We need some extra things also here. This will become too much for now. Okay. Whatever the missing things are, we will be discussing them in the Angular days. Don't worry about it. Okay. So this is on a whole. If you really want to go to a front-end developer, these basics are must. And on this basis, we are going to develop all the things. Okay. Every day we are going to give you projects. And I want to show you what exactly the depth of any topic, even in the TypeScript or ReactJS or Angular. So you never be worried about the interview. You will be very strong and good enough for all the necessary things. So we are going to send you these details, but if you really want to join us, please ping on the WhatsApp and we are ready to explain you. Now, I will go for anybody, whoever wants to talk or any doubts you have, please ask me now. I'm open for your discussion. If you're unable to unmute, just ping me on chat box. I will unmute you. Enable waiting room, unmute themselves. Okay, now I allowed you to unmute yourself also. You can unmute yourself and ask me if you really want. Yes, somebody gave me a message. Sir, note will be provided. Everything will be provided. You just enjoy the experience of Edupoly. I assure you that. Notes, video, code, all these things will be provided to you. Yes. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to discuss the React.js. So let us meet tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Okay. Somebody gave me one more question. Why don't companies use Node and TypeScript combination for banking projects? Suresh, absolutely. Your point is very valid, but that is not the case. Now, even Node.js is also including the TypeScript in their applications, but banking projects are too big. They will take time to actually embed the backend. They really don't want to change the backend immediately. Okay. They are just started that process also. They are including that type safety in the front end first, then they are going with the back end. Definitely they are going to be there. Yes, we have Guru Shekhar. We are also having the HTML and CSS classes. You can avail that as well. HTML, CSS, basic logic building. These are all will be explained separately. Okay, just contact us. We will take care of you. Completely from the scratch. How to write the code also. Where to write the code, how to install the Visual Studio Code, how to deploy your code. All these things can be done. Hi, I'm new to IT industry. Can I get into this? Yes, absolutely. Because if you are new, the only thing is it takes time. That's it. But nothing is impossible because we have such a success stories where housewives and some of the people from non-IT, especially from digital marketing or HR managerial roles, for all of them, they just added these things into their resume and they were very successful. Very successful. You can get into that. Okay, Naveen, thanks for attending. I have education gap. See, gap now, gap is mandatory. Okay, learn hard, work hard, really hard, learn all the basics because we have AI also. Earlier, there was a problem of completion of the task in the industry or in the real time. But because of the AI, what benefit we got is if you have the very strong knowledge on the subject, definitely you can able to complete the task. The only thing is you have to be quick and you have to know the complete depth. Complete. You should have the depth in it. Okay. Many people are saying that everything will be taken care by AI. No. If you know only what to be asked, if you are smart enough to that, at least the rest of the things will be completed. Please be hopeful. It will happen. Yes. JavaScript will also be taught. Okay, Suresh, I know I have given a lot of things, but if we spend a little time, it should be useful, buddy. Right? So, hope my sessions are very useful. And please give us a very good feedback. Please give me a very good feedback, 5 star as much as possible. And give me a good rating and good comments. And please bring that good thing. Okay, Srinivas Rao garu. See you. I think I had to stop it now. Tomorrow we are having the React session. Please attend. See you tomorrow. Bye.